So many companies are doing the onboarding process even for 6 months, that is for the entire probation period, wherein they will make something, a chart like this, okay? It has a checklist like this, okay? And employees are given proper hand holding and proper guidance. They are checked upon like how they are feeling after joining the company. Okay, if there is anything that they need in terms of training or mentoring or any infrastructure wise, if they have any problem, if they are facing issues in terms of the system and availability of things, which is required for performing their job. So all those feedback is taken on a continuous basis to make sure that the new joinee is taken care of properly and they stay with the company, stay loyal to the company for a longer period of time. Okay, and employer brand is also taken care of in that way. So they go out and talk to people outside about the company, right? So they will say, okay, this company is very good to work with because they have this kind of a provision where they take care of the new joiners in a very professional way and very nicely. Okay, so induction checklist generally for the first few days. This is the kind of format that is made. So I'll just read it out to you so that you can just have a glance and then try and understand what all is done. So for the two of you who have already worked earlier, I'm not too sure if this has been done for you. Uh, has something like this been done for any of you?
No, ma'am.
Mm.
No.
Okay. So see, on day one, what happens is generally you are asked as a new joiner, any person is asked for the documents and the photographs and form filling and all that, right? But other than that, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to introduce the new candidate to the team members. So they would be working in a team, right? They would be interdependent to somebody, even if they would be functioning alone, but they will be interdependent with certain departments or with the members of the same department. So it becomes our duty as an HR to introduce the team members to this new joiner. Okay, so here during introduction, what happens? They will explain the role of this person, his background, his or her background, and what each of the members of the team are doing so that the person understands whom to go to for what purpose. Okay, and also the team members know that this person has joined for this purpose and I need to walk to him in order to get this task performed. Okay, so the interdependency is understood. Okay, so the reporting manager, the reporting boss is introduced, and the role of the service or the department is explained to the new joiner. Okay, and this is in terms of the introduction. So not only this, but in big companies, what happens is the 1 day or 2 days entire session is given for an induction process where different departments they present about the company and they talk about the department, whether they have grown or not. They talk about the business. Okay, they talk about who are there in their teams and what do they do. So in that way, what happens is what we used to do is we used to organize a presentation, okay, for all the new joiners. So generally in companies, they fix one particular day for the induction or the joining of new joiners. So it generally happens on the first day or the 15th of every month for most of the companies, and it is done on a Monday. Okay, so starting day of the week. So all the joining formalities is done, and then every department, including the managing director, they start presenting on their own departments and talking about the work of the company. Okay, so the managing director talks about what is the company about, where are the different branches. Suppose if they are a huge company, then where all are the different branches of the company present, whether it is India or abroad, and they talk about where they were in the last financial year and where they are, moving forward to which, what is their plan and everything. All this is discussed because it is important for them to know, right? Each employee needs to know about the company, right? And different departments also, they talk about what they do and what is the future plan. Okay, so this way the new joiner gets to understand about the company and various departments of the company. Okay, and in the premises there will be somebody who will be in charge of this. So tour of the building, tour of the office premise. Okay, so they will show, okay, where will the new joinee go and sit and eat. So obviously we'll have to show them this is the cafeteria. So during lunch or dinner, whatever, according to your shift, you need to come here and eat. This is the cafeteria, this is the canteen, and this is the, pool area or whatever. So whatever facilities are available within the office premise, somebody needs to take care of them, and it is nobody else other than somebody from the HR department. Okay, so please do not expect this to be done by a peon or some helper. Do not think of that. Even ladies on in their high heels and nice formal suit, they will have to do this if this is the role that is given to you. Okay, and this is the total responsibility of the HR, introducing new joiners to the rest of the office, including people, including the office premise, everything. Okay, you will also have to explain about the lunch breaks, the timings, office timings. Okay, if there is a smoking area, you'll have to explain that this is the smoking area, here you get tea, everything needs to be explained by the HR. Okay, tea, coffee, canteen facilities, and then you have to give the ID card is very, very important, right? They feel connected to the company. So ID cards are given. You need to introduce the security policies. Okay, and flexi badges is something, that is required when you come to office. Sometimes you'll have to you'll get a punch card and all. So depending on the company policies, you'll have all these things. And car parking permit, all these are given by certain companies. Small companies, they don't have such facilities. Okay, so the major idea is to guide the new joiner. Okay, if there is any bus facility given by the company, you go and tell them that this is the place from where you need to collect your bus pass, and this is the place from where you need to go and board the bus. Everything needs to be explained. Okay, immediate workplace hazards. So whatever workplace hazards are there, whatever you need to tell them this is the policy that we are following in terms of the workplace. So please adhere to that. Okay, and of course, health and safety needs to be explained. If there's any first aid box facility available, where to go to, whom to contact, then any staff notices, smoking policy, and all I told you, fire notice, fire drills, all these. So this all comes under health and safety. We think like, okay, it's not important, but you never know when all these will come handy, right? So these are little things, but very much necessary. Okay, health and safety. So it is a statutory compliance as well. As a company, we need to ensure that all these things are explained to all the employees. Have you seen in companies like Dell and all, they have a drill practice? They have a fire drill and all. I don't know whether you've heard of it. Everybody runs down. The alarm suddenly starts ringing, and everybody from the building they run down. Like, what happened? What happened? It's just a fire drill practice. Okay, so it becomes a statutory compliance for the HRs to ensure that people are aware that such evacuation procedure is available within the company. Okay, and it will tell them what to do in case such situations arise. Okay. So conditions of work, yeah, contract and probationary period. We need to explain to them that your probation period is so many months, and after this, your evaluation will be done, and all that we need to explain. We have to tell them about the hours of work. This is the office timings. Okay, this is the lunch timing. You'll get so many minutes of break. Okay, What is the sick policy, sickness policy? All the policies needs to be explained in case company has any policy. Then of course we need to explain them what is the salary. Okay. Tomorrow's session we will do the salary structure. Okay. In your this thing you would have seen the salary structure. Suman, did you get a salary structure or in your appointment letter, or did you just get the net income or just one figure of salary in your appointment letter?
Yes, ma'am. We got the salary structure, ma'am. I mean, like it was written in the appointment letter.
So tomorrow we will go through a proper salary structure where as an HR, you will be required to understand, and in case if you're in that position of responsibility, you will also have to make the salary structure. Okay, but as an HR, if somebody comes to you to understand about it, you can't say, I don't know. You cannot. You lose your credibility there. Okay, so Shobna, don't panic. It's all about numbers and formula. Okay, but it is very, very easy, very understandable. Okay, and no great science or no rocket science to be used out there. So it's a very simple thing. Only that we all think HR is all very subjective and all a matter of writing words and language and all that, right? But no, HR is also a lot about numbers. Okay, and some salary structure is something which we have to be very, very thorough with. Okay, so if you work for a company with the salary strength, employee strength of more than 10 to 15 people, you will have to start doing the salary structure because we have to start paying them the PF and all, right? Right, employee provident fund, gratuity, everything. So all these calculations we'll have to understand. These are all statutory compliance. Okay. So likewise, when we are onboarding a new joiner, we'd have to explain to them what is the basic salary, what is the take home, what is the gross income, what portion he or she is contributing in PF, what is gratuity. So all these things needs to be explained. We have to explain. Okay, otherwise they will come back to us only. They'll say, you told me my gross salary is this much, but this is how much I'm getting in my account every month. How is it so? Okay. So if you explain to the person on the first day itself, then you can avoid such discussions in future. Okay. So you'll have to explain them about the leave procedures. How many leaves are there? Okay. And what leaves he can entitle to. If there is earned leave, then how many, when will he or she be entitled to earned leave and all that. Okay, line manager and contact details. So all these are reporting manager details. Okay, you need to explain that he or she is your reporting manager. This is the email address. These are the phone numbers. Okay, if his or her role involves traveling, then we need to explain to him where is the travel desk, how to book your tickets, whom to contact, okay, and what all facilities will be given, not given, all that. Give proof of qualification, ID, so all that will be taken, and IT and phone facilities. So we will have to make sure HR only does this, okay? Though it is the IT people who will create the email IDs, but HR has to send a request to the IT department saying that this particular person is joining on this date. So you will have to allocate a system. So depending on the profile, either a laptop will be given or a desktop will be given. And if the profile is that of an interactive profile, then you will have to also issue a phone, right? So all that request and everything needs to be given from the HR only. All information needs to be given from the HR, not from any other department. It won't be given. Okay. And setting up of IT passwords, all this is IT. Okay, so you can go through this checklist during your free time. Okay, what you need to do, but understand everything that is required for a new joiner, you are the mother of the new joiner. Okay. So HRs are generally mothers of employees. Okay, you'll have to take care of your kids. Okay, so when you join, when anybody joins, they are your babies. You'll have to take care of them. Okay. So don't panic. I'm just joking. But yeah, it is the sole responsibility of human resource department to take good care of human resources. Okay. So we need to explain, we need to introduce to them to the key people, all the department heads, okay, who they will be working with. We have to introduce them to all. We will have to give them the job description and job requirements, explain them about the role. Okay, then personal individual responsibility needs to be explained. And as I told you, we need to tell them about the corporate directors, okay, who are in the senior position. Then something like, team meeting arrangements is something like an ice breaking session. So we can arrange for a ice breaking session for the new joiner and the rest of the team. Okay, so what I used to do is I used to arrange for a hot seat. So the day the new joinee has come in, I used to arrange for a hot seat. Okay, hot seat is where this person sits on a high chair, okay, and a bouquet and a gift is given to this person to welcome him or her to the company. Okay, and then what happens? Then he introduces himself to the rest of the team and to the members of the office. If it's a small office, you can include everyone. If it's a big office, you can just include the team members from the department. Okay, and then flowers and all are given, and the person introduces, and then what happens? They keep asking questions. If they want to know the person more, they will ask questions. So it's like a interactive session, like an ice breaking session. Okay, fine. So you can go through it, all these things. If I keep reading one by one, it'll become very boring for all of you. Okay, so HR policies is something which is important for you to explain. Okay, I will also share this induction checklist with you later on. Please go through it. Okay, now I will share another two formats, that is of an offer letter and appointment letter. So do you think an offer letter and appointment letter is different or it's the same thing?
It's different.
Yeah. Can you tell me? Can you make out the difference? Can you tell me what difference? What is the difference between an offer and the appointment letter?
First, you get the offer letter from the company, and then once it's accepted, you get the appointment letter to join the
You're
company.
right. You're right. What difference do you think? Why? I mean, offer letter talks about what, an appointment letter, what does it talk about?
Offer letter talks about whether he or she is keen to join the company, willing to take the offer.
Yes.
And the appointment letter is once he or she accepts the offer and gets appointed to the company.
Correct. So as the name suggests, offer is you are offering a job, okay, through the offer letter, okay, and offering a certain salary and the facilities and benefits. An appointment letter is once you are appointed in the company, when you join the company. So that time is when you give the appointment letter, only after an employee joins. Okay. So it is not necessary that after getting an offer letter, the employees have to join the company. It is their choice.
Mm.
Okay, but this is the offer that we are extending to you. So that is the message given through an offer letter. Okay, so I will just share the format with you. 1 minute. Huh? Can you see? Okay. See, an offer letter. Okay, this should be the format. The name of the company, the address, okay, the date, and the recipient's addresses to whom you are sending the offer. Okay, and then you write dear XYZ and state the company's name and extend the job offer. So this will just have the name of the position, okay, and the department. Okay, so we are extending you a job offer for the position of maybe an HR manager at the Department of HR. And we have to let them know that if they accept the job, this would include the salary and benefits. So as an HR manager, this is your salary, this will be your salary and with all these benefits. Okay, that you'll have to give. And thirdly, you'll have to tell them through this offer letter that you will have to get back to us by this date and join on this particular date. So it'll have three basic information in an offer letter, that is the position, okay, the name of the department, and it'll have the salary and the benefit, okay, and the date of joining. So these are the three things which is necessary for an offer letter. Okay. Now, when we are writing the address of the recipient, it doesn't mean we are going to post it. Okay. But for official records, we will have to ensure that we give the address so that the candidate confirms that, yeah, this is my address, because we need to take all these address details beforehand. Okay. And as an HR, we will definitely, the first thing that we have to have in hand about each an employee is their mailing address, permanent and their temporary address, their phone details, okay, their mobile numbers and numbers of the guardian or friends. So 2-3 numbers we will have to have. Okay, phone numbers, mobile numbers, and all that, and the address. So these are very, very important details that we need to have of every employee in the company. Okay, so the address details, the position, the department, the salary plus benefits, and what is the date of joining. So this is the format. This also I will share with you later on. If you want, you can use it. Okay. Whose side is this frog making noise? This is a frog, right? Or it's the crow? Where I stay, my God, frogs are. I had never heard frogs. You know what is frogs? What do they do? The kind typical noise that they make. it rains. First, I was thinking it's the duck. Because it's making noise so loudly. Okay, so this is a format that we are using for search. Okay, it's an appointment letter wherein, an employee was hired for the position of recruitment executive. And here, everything we've mentioned, okay, in appointment letter, we have to mention all these things. Date of joining, your date of joining office would be this, okay? And then what is the probation period? Okay, you'll have to mention the probation period, what role is it, what is the salary, basic salary, and any other allowances. Then what is the duty and obligations? You are not supposed to share any sensitive information about Surge HR or any other company to anybody outside. So you are responsible for any kind of leakage of information. Okay, so all those policies necessary needs to be mentioned in an appointment letter. So what is the procedure of increment, salary increment, then travel policy. Okay, what is the termination policy? All these things will be given after the person joins. Okay, because these are sensitive information about the company. This you cannot give before the employee joins. I think Suman has she's got disconnected. Okay, so the basic difference between appointment letter and offer letter is this. Okay, so this is the kind of format we will have to follow. Okay, do you have any questions in whatever we have covered today? Induction, offer, appointment, nothing.